Patagonia just updated their iconic black hole pack to the new matte fabric. A few months ago, I showed you the same thing with their black hole pack, which has some design upgrades in addition to the new fabric. Today I'll do the same thing by showing you some of the upgrades and differences from the previous model, which also includes a change in size. If you've seen this bag already, you might have noticed that some of the colorways have been out of stock, and the ones that are available are going to vary depending on where you buy it. This colorway is called Buckhorn Green. I didn't see it available on their website when I did this video. I picked this one up at REI for the same price. I'll include the links to both of those retailers in the description below. One of the advantages of doing a channel like this is I can see the changes in these bags over time. This is actually the third iteration of the Black Hole Duffel that I've seen since starting this channel. In 2019, it was called the Black Hole Duffel 45. That disappeared and it came back on the market in 2022 as the Black Hole Duffel 40, however with the exact same dimensions. Even though this one looks larger to me, I haven't done the capacity test yet. In the dimensions they list on the website, it actually comes out as smaller. This is the 2022 model. It's listed at 21 13.7 by 10.6, which when I enter into a volume calculator comes up with about 50 liters capacity. However, when I do the same thing for the new version, it's listed at 19.7, 12.5 by 8.5 deep. I come up with a volume calculation of only 34.3 liters. These bags are kind of hard to measure because the fabric is so floppy. It's hard to tell the capacity because I have them empty right now, but I have a hard time believing that this new bag is a 2/3 of the volume of the old one. So there's something fishy going on here. I'll do some measurements and a capacity test to verify and try to get to the bottom of what's going on. It's good to know that manufacturers are notoriously bad with listing correct specifications on their website. They usually tend to get the dimensions at least pretty close, but the volume and capacity in the bags they list can be anyone's guess. The old bag specifications were listed at 13.7 wide. In reality, it's like 13.5 to 14-ish, which is pretty close. The new version is listed at 12.5 wide, which seems absurd because on my tape measure that would be around here, and it's really more like 15. And then just eyeballing the bags from the bottom, it just looks like the new version is larger. The lengths are actually pretty accurate, like 21 over here on the old one, 20.5, 21 on the new one. They claim an 8.5-inch depth on this thing. In reality, it's a little bit higher than that, maybe 9 to 9.5, depending on how you pack it. So we're not that far off on most of these dimensions. The biggest disparity here is the width in the new update. It's really hard to measure though because this thing kind of tapers, so how they're measuring it can depend on the different version. Maybe who's doing the measurement, who's filling out the website, who knows. The best way to figure out the actual capacity on these bags is to just do a capacity test by filling them with packing peanuts. I'll start out with the older 2022 model because I think it's smaller. I'll fill this thing with packing peanuts as big as I can get and transfer it into my marked container. All right, that's the old one fully packed out. It's really easy to overpack this bag, so I tried to be as accurate as I could, making the bag full of peanuts enough without overfilling it. So shockingly, the old version is actually pretty accurate at right around 40 liters. So now I'll take all the peanuts I had in the old version, dump them into the new bag, and see how much this one can hold. So actually not too far off here. This bag is pretty full, but you can see there's some floppiness to it, meaning I can add a little bit more volume. So I'll put some more peanuts in here until I fill it up. Now that's the new version, filled pretty much the same way as I had the other one. Again, I could definitely fit a lot more in here. I actually just measured out 10 liters, tried to get them in there. Couldn't quite get the entire 10 liters in there, but I probably got 7 or 8. So again, the dimensions and capacity listed on the website are not accurate. Some length and width dimensions are a little off. In the capacity, this thing is definitely not a 40-liter duffel. It's more like a 47 to 48 liter. So now that I've shown you these inexplicable dimension differences, I'll now go into the rest of the details in the update, starting with the fabric. These bags look completely different, but the function on the fabric is actually really similar. The old version, it's this multi-layer laminate. It has a really shiny, waterproof exterior. It's very thick, kind of almost has this rubbery feel. And you can see on the inside is this cloth layers, 900 denier polyester. It's the same fabric they're gonna have on the exterior bottom of the bag. The update is actually incredibly similar, has that same cloth fabric on the inside, same laminated TPU coating. It's not quite as rubbery, has a little bit more of a textured feel, and it's not shiny at all. The old bag was really popular. This shiny fabric, I think, looks pretty cool. It's a unique fabric to Patagonia. It really stands out. The new bag, they completely changed the design and the aesthetics on it, but I don't see this bag being any different in terms of form or function. Most of the other design changes are fairly minimal. The zipper on the new version is slightly longer, has these same daisy chain loops on the front, and the side handle, because the bag is so much wider, the side handle on the update is also going to be much wider. It might just be a function of the different size bags, but the opening on the new version is quite a bit larger. Old version, it's around 9 inches wide. New, more like 10, 10 and a half. We have a length here of about 15 and a half. On the update, it's almost 17. Not surprisingly, it actually makes the new version easier to pack. Larger opening, larger bag. It does help that the bag is like 7 to 8 liters larger though. Shoulder straps basically unchanged. They lost a little daisy chain here, but that didn't really add much. Same connectors on the top here, and then same bottom buckle connector. And then an update which seems innocuous, but kind of makes the carry not great in this bag, is they increased the length on the side carry handle by quite a bit. The Black Hole Duffel has always been designed around a duffel instead of a backpack. It's really just a big sack designed to hold a ton of gear, and it does that really well. Duffels like this are never going to be as comfortable to carry as full-featured travel backpacks, and that's just a trade-off you're going to have to accept when you get a bag with a style like this. However, there are some design features that I think they could have made really easily to tweak the style to make this thing a better carry. My biggest issues with the carry on this bag are these excessively long handles just always get in the way, and then a lack of an over-the-shoulder carry strap. I found these things to be constantly in the way. Whenever I try to put the bag on as a backpack, I would always just accidentally loop my hand into one of these side handles, which makes it really hard to get out of, kind of traps you, and is just really kind of inconvenient. And also just in general, when you're walking, these things are just dangling around, flopping around over your side. So you really need to find a way to just clip these things, bungee them, attach them together, somehow clip them out of the way, or they're just going to be constantly annoying you. Same thing with a shoulder strap. You can attach one to these daisy chains on the front. Not a great solution though. It would be fairly easy for Patagonia to just put some plastic loops here, even a fabric loop over here in the corner, include a shoulder strap, or even just sell an aftermarket one. That's all I have for the comparison on the new updated 2023 Patagonia Black Hole Duffel 40 liter. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, and again, thanks for watching.